Woe to you, O earth and sea! For the devil sent the beast with wrath, because he knows the time is short. Let him who had understanding reckon the music of the beast, for it is a human music. Its music is heavy metal. So today, as you have guessed, I will be talking about my unholy descent into heavy metal and rock and roll. Now, before I tell you about it, I actually want to show you guys something. Can you read it? Oh shit, you can't. Wait. Well, it says rock and roll is here to stay. And uh, 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 let me tell you about my first experience of rock and roll, and then we'll get into heavy metal. My first experience into rock was a local band called Noori. When I was very little, my brother bought a CD home, and they were a Pakistani band. They spoke in Urdu, so I'm pretty sure most of you guys won't understand them, but you might like him. So he bought the CD home, and we listened to it, and uh, m- my family was very upset because it was, rock and roll, and it was fast. But my brother liked them, and certainly I liked them too. At that moment I felt something, that rock and roll experience. And then later on, I was still a child. I was still in my childhood. My cousin, who actually introduced my brother to that band, introduced me to another song of them that was a little heavy than their previous one. I think it was their heavy metal song, and and I felt the same energy. I was transformed. But later on, when I grew up, I kind of forgot about them, and I still listen to them, but I forgot about metal or rock. So I kind of descended into more pop side, and I still like some of the pop pop artists, but most of them I listen to because I actually have no idea why I listen to them. One was Taylor Swift, because she looked good. Second was I can't remember the other one. Maroon 5 was a pop band, but it was a good pop band. Some say it is rock, but it's a pop band, and it's a good band. So Coldplay is also a good band. And from there, I also discovered Kings of Leon, which is not a pop band; it is a rock band, an alternative rock band, and they're still good. I listened to their song Arizona just some days ago. I think it was weak, and I still like them, even after changing my whole taste of music into another category. So my main official design into rock and roll was a beautifully written and beautifully uh, portrayed TV series called Supernatural. I love this series. This series introduced me to rock, and from there on, I started searching the songs that were in the TV series. My first search was AC/DC, and I liked them. And uh, the another thing I should mention is, I most people go from old school to new stuff, right? But I was kind of backward in that area. I was new school, and then old, way back to the 1920s. Robert Johnson, but I discovered him way later. So I used to listen to every new song that was coming out, and then I started going back a little, and then back, and then back, and then I was in the 90s. I like 90s more, and then I like 80s more, and then I discovered Metallica. Metallica is also in the Supernatural soundtrack, and then I discovered more bands, and more and more and more, and the more I go back in history, the more I like them. And then I listen to the Beatles, and they change they change everything. I love the Beatles. Now and then I got back to Elvis and Chuck Berry and Robert Johnson, and then I discovered that Robert Johnson was the main link to all of them, including heavy metal. If it wasn't for blues, rock and heavy metal wouldn't exist. And now let's talk about my experience, the way metal and rock changed me. Uh, the thing was, I was a teenager, like I still am a teenager, but I was in my early teen, like 13 or 14 to 15. Now, when I was in this age, I was kind of frustrated, like all teenagers are. I had feelings, and I started discovering things that I did not like. I started whenever I listened to a news, there was always a bad thing happening, always. So that's why I listened to music a lot. But pop music didn't help, because it only talked about the subject. It only made you say, like, it's gonna be alright, that and that, blah blah blah. But rock rock was the most badass thing I ever listened to. It said, to hell with that, to hell with sadness, to hell with frustration, to hell with everything. Just have fun. Rock gave me that idea of just living life, and heavy metal gave me the power. Like, let's say that rock and roll is the ideology that you should live by, and heavy metal is the way. So that's my opinion on heavy metal and rock. Now, I'm not going to list every single band that I like, because I have an idea for a video just for that. I'm going to list bands that I like, bands that I don't like, heavy metal band, rock band, my top 10 bands, my top 10 hated bands, stuff like that. So stay tuned for that, and don't forget to subscribe and like my videos, and comment down below what you think of it. And that's it. Bye bye.